Welcome, Minneapolis junior, senior high school fans, back to the gymnasium here tonight. It's February 5th, 2015, as the Lions are here for wrestling tonight, hosting the Russell Broncos. Dale Leach here for Eagle Communications, Channel 20, and SalinaPost.com. They have the Battle of the Unbeatens tonight in NCAA competition. Have the Lions, who are 3-0, versus the Broncos, who are 2-0 in league. And I'm told by their coach that overall in duels, Russell is 7-0. So they have yet to taste defeat in dual competition this season. Your Lions overall are 13-2 in dual competition. They've two losses that they have faced was number one to Clearwater in Marion at a duals tournament. Excuse me, it was to Chanute in Marion at the duals tournament, who is, I believe, a 5A squad. If not, they are a upper division 4A, but I'm quite sure they're 5A. And then last weekend at a duals tournament in Concordia, they went 3-1, beating Concordia, Beloit, and Chapman before losing to 5A, Class 5A Valley Center, 45-21. So wrestling in our division and the division right above us so far in duals, Minneapolis is undefeated, but we have lost to 5A squads in duals competition. Kind of review their season so far in tournaments. They took first with a tie at first at the Osborne tourney back on December 6th. They took second at the Minneapolis Invitational, tied for second at the Ellsworth tourney, 12th at the Beloit tourney, and their last tourney is February 7th at Lions before they start regionals. It's senior night here. First senior is Colton Baker. Second, Quentin Clark, Jake Fleming, and Tanner Grimmel.
The fans, students, faculty, staff, and administration at Minneapolis High School would like to take this opportunity to recognize the senior line participants of wrestling for their commitment and spirit throughout their career. Our first senior, Colton Baker. Colton is the son of Leslie and Jamie Baker. Veteran for 4 years, Colton is wrestling at the
Jamie and Leslie Baker, parents.
This season, Colton has won the championship at Ellsworth. Colton plans to attend Kansas State University and study mechanical engineering.
Future mechanical engineer.
Quentin Clark.
Quentin Clark.
Quentin is the son of Jan and Leland Clark. Earning NCAA honors as both his sophomore and junior season, Q was also a two-time state qualifier, placing third last season. This year, he has won 195-pound championships at the Osborne Invitational, the Jeff Giles Memorial, and the Ellsworth tournaments. Next fall, Quentin plans to attend Kansas State University and study chemical and education, and would like to become a teacher and a coach.
Has wrestling championships in 3 tournaments this year. Took third place in state last year, the 195-pound. Jake Fleming.
Jake is the son of Shell and Dave Fleming. This is Jake's first season for high school wrestling and holds the varsity 220 spot for the Lions. Jake also plans to attend Kansas State University and will study industrial engineering.
Industrial engineering at K-State. Quentin's going to be a teacher of chemical.
Tanner Grimmel.
Tanner Grimmel.
Tanner is the son of Veronica and Regan Grimmel. Participating all 4 years, Tanner has been named second team NCAA for both his sophomore and junior seasons. After graduation, Tanner plans to attend Independence Community College to play football.
Very good for him. Football at Independence JUCO. Father Reagan is Out driving trucks tonight, I'm sure.
One well-deserved round of applause.
Thanks to all these seniors and their parents for all the hard work they put in. Back to this duel that's going to be wrestled tonight between Minneapolis and Russell. Again, two undefeated teams in duels in league. So the champion of the league could come down to this one tonight. Each squad has 3 opens, so it'll be an even points trade there. Each you get 6 points as a pin if the other squad has an open in a weight class, but that'll be a trade-off. Each squad's going to give up 18 points. So as we get started, it's 18 to 18, even is the way I look at it. Coaching staff. First year head coach Chaz Hawk, assistant coaches Nick Johnson, Jerry Mick, and Darcy Riley.
T-shirts from the first annual Jeff Jock Memorial Invitational Tournament out in the lobby.
And I think we're going to have the national anthem here next. Before we get underway. Looks like Terry's getting his iPod ready to go, his telephone. Maybe not. Oh, the Russell squad is just coming in from the locker room.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Minneapolis High School for tonight's dual matchup between the Russell Broncos and Minneapolis Lions. At this time, if you would please remove your hats as we hear our national anthem.
All right, let's wrestle. Again, the championship in the NCAA league is on the line tonight.
And now let's meet our varsity lineups for tonight's dual matchup. At weight class 106, Russell, it is open. For Minneapolis, Sean Conklin.
Sean Conklin will get an automatic win, 106 pounds.
Weight class 113 for Russell, Caleb Baldwin.
Caleb Baldwin for the Broncos at 113 will wrestle Austin Constable. Both sophomores.
Weight class 120, Russell is open. For Minneapolis, Jackson Metzler.
Jackson Metzler will get the win, the sophomore. in the 120-pound class.
And weight class 126 for Russell, Blake Boxberger.
126, Minneapolis is open. Blake Boxberger, a senior, will get the win.
Weight class 132 for Russell, Joseph Cochran.
132-pound, Joseph Cochran, a sophomore.
Colton Baker.
Wrestling Colton Baker, senior from Minneapolis.
Weight class 138 for Russell, Kyle Schroeder.
Kyle Schroeder, a junior for Russell, will wrestle
Cannon Smith.
sophomore Cannon Smith. Had some injury problems early on in the season. Football related.
145 for Russell, Chase Prester.
145-pound Chase Prester, a junior, will wrestle Keegan Williamson, a freshman who is wrestling for TJ Ragnoni, who is ill.
For Russell,
Kelton Succi, sophomore for Russell,
Scott Cooter.
against Scott Cooter, freshman from Minneapolis.
Weight class 160 for Russell, Alex Winholtz.
Alex Winholtz, a sophomore in 160, wrestling Kyler Mick, a junior.
At weight class 170.
170, Minneapolis is open. Grant Murphy, a sophomore, will get the 6 points.
Weight class 182.
182, Minneapolis is open. Jake Sellens, a junior for Russell, will get the 6 points.
Minneapolis is open. At weight class 195 for Russell, Dalton Brand.
195, pair of seniors, Dalton Brand for Russell, facing Quentin Clark from Minneapolis.
Quentin Clark. And weight class 220 for Russell Brooks Nichols.
220 pounds, freshman Brooke Nichols versus senior Jake Fleming.
At weight class
285, Russell's open.
Minneapolis,
Tanner Grimmel will get the 6 points in that win. And to have an open, or not an open, excuse me, we'll have a exhibition match. Guzman, a freshman for Russell, versus Dominic Reed, a sophomore for the Lions. That's after the varsity competition is over. Team captains meeting along with the coaches. For the coin toss, Russell wins the toss. I think they have the choice of taking up or down to start. That's what the coin toss is for.
The first match of the evening will be an exhibition at weight class 145.
Okay, the exhibition is first.
Russell and Dominic Reed of Minneapolis.
Isaac Guzman, a freshman for Russell. Dominic Reed, a sophomore. 145-pound weight class. Again, I apologize for not being a very good announcer at wrestling. Probably not a very good announcer, period, but you'll have to live with me, folks. Each wrestler's kind of feeling each other out. Guzman dives, gets Dominic Reed by the leg. Reed's trying to fight him off. And Reed escapes the clutches of Guzman. Loses his headgear, so we got to stop the action. They're at it again here in the first period. Each has each other in a headlock, looking for an opening. Under a minute here in the first period. Guzman tries to take Reed down and slips, and Reed jumps on it, gets 2 points. Take advantage of the opportunities presented. So he's got Guzman down on his stomach. See if he can turn him. 25 seconds left in the first period. Keep him from escaping. 10 seconds. Reed's not going to let him up. First period's going to expire with Reed leading 2-0 in this exhibition match. Reed will be down to start the second period. Dominic's going to need to see if he can get an escape. And a reversal. 2 points awarded for a takedown to Guzman. Ties the score at 2. And Reed is close to a reversal here. Not quite. About had it. Guzman's keeping Reed well contained here. Under a minute in the second period, tied at 2. Have an escape for Reed, makes it 3-2 in Reed's favor. Guzman keeps attempting the dive. Reed is facing him off, not allowing that to happen. .15 seconds to go. Guzman attempts to dive again. Reed won't let him get a hold of his legs. 5 seconds left. Guzman tries to dive again. Reed escapes a takedown there. Oh. 2 points were awarded. Did not avoid the takedown. It's after 2 periods. It's 4-3, Guzman over Reed. Now Guzman goes down. See if Reed can get a takedown here to start this period. Grabs him by the waist and an ankle, trying to get control. About had an escape there on Guzman's part. Reed keeps him under control. Down to a minute 25. Reed is going to get some back points, maybe. No. Guzman stayed off his back. Down to a minute. And an escape for Guzman, making it 5-3. Now Reed's got to get a takedown to tie it. .35 seconds. Up, there's a takedown for Guzman. 2 more points awarded at 7-3. And a pin with 18.9 seconds left. Guzman pins Reed. All right, there's the open for the first varsity match. Sean Conklin, the freshman, making the score 6-0 Minneapolis. First wrestling match in the varsity competition is Caleb Baldwin, a sophomore for Russell, versus Austin Constable, a sophomore for Minneapolis. 113-pound class. Oh. What was that? Must have had a wrestler bow out. Makes it 6-0 Minneapolis, or 12-0 Minneapolis. Next is Metzler. Oh, they moved up a class. Baldwin moved up a weight. Okay. So Baldwin, sophomore, versus Metzler, sophomore, at the 120-pound class. Russell has the wide dark red stripe on the side. Takedown for Baldwin. Both with red and blue colors. The royal blue. Most of our other squads have changed to the navy blue, but we still have royal blue here in the wrestling togs. So now Metzler needs to see if he can get an escape and or a reversal. Out of bounds. 49 seconds to go. Metzler will be down to start. Baldwin maintaining control here over Metzler. .35 seconds left in the first round. And Metzler gets 15 seconds. Out of bounds they go. Couldn't quite get an escape there. Got up off the floor. Couldn't escape the grasp of Baldwin. Still 2-0 Baldwin. Well, the ball was trying to get Metzler on his back, but Metzler was able to keep that from happening. After one period, it's 2-0 Baldwin over Metzler. Both be up to start here the second. Baldwin dives, gets Metzler down. That's another 2 points, making the score 4-0. Baldwin's doing a very good job of keeping Metzler contained. Metzler so far is keeping Baldwin from getting back points. Oops, now he's got a sticky wicket though. Oh. Rolled through, tried to get Metzler on his back. .50 seconds left in the second. We have a stall. 1 point awarded to Metzler for an illegal hold of some type. So it's 4-1. Baldwin. Baldwin dives. Metzler evades it. Possibly could get. Oh. Baldwin takes control and then lets Metzler up. So Baldwin gets 2, Metzler 1. Baldwin dives again and gets a takedown on Metzler. Another 2 points, making it 8-3. Baldwin. 6 seconds left in the second. All right, we go to the third period. Metzler trailing Baldwin 8-3. Metzler's going to have to figure out how to get a pin here, I think, in order to win this one. Baldwin's kind of holding him off right now. Must be tired. They're both tired, I'm sure. Very exhausting sport, wrestling. Baldwin's just holding him off with his hands. But he dives now. And gets another 2 points over Metzler, making it 10-3, Baldwin. Under a minute here in the third. 10-3 in favor of Baldwin over Metzler. Metzler's going to have to get a reversal on a pin here to win this. It's keeping from having Baldwin put him on his back, but 35 seconds. And Baldwin lets him up. It's 10-4. Baldwin dives, attempts, yes. Another takedown makes it 12-4 at the end. They didn't get a fourth point up, so it must be 12-3. And nonetheless, it's a 3-point score for Baldwin over Metzler. Making it 12-3 Minneapolis. Next, Colton Baker versus Joseph Cochran. Baker senior, Cochran a sophomore in the 132 pound.
Now on the mat, weight class 102, Joseph Cochran from Minneapolis, Colton
senior Baker against sophomore Cochran for Russell. Minneapolis wearing the navy blue in the varsity wrestlers against the navy blue and red of Russell. Baker tried for a drive. Cochran held him off. There he gets the dive and the takedown. 2-0. And Baker doesn't let him go. .40 seconds left in the first. Baker's going to see if he can get him turned over. Work on a pin. There, oops, didn't quite. There he goes. He's going to roll out of it maybe. 17 seconds left. Baker's going for the pin here and does not get it as time expires, but he does get back points. 5-0 Colton Baker at their one period of wrestling. Baker goes down. Cochran open. Escape for Baker. Makes it 6-0. Baker gets some takedown points, making it 8-0. Colton's going for the pin, see if he can get him sufficiently turned to lay those shoulders down. 40 seconds left in the second. This is where we ended up the first period. Baker had him there, but just couldn't quite get both shoulders down. There he gets him. 18.7 seconds left in the second. Colton Baker with the pin here on senior night over Cochran. We'll make the score 18-10.
From Russell Kyle Schroeder from Minneapolis, Cannon Smith.
Cannon Smith, sophomore, versus Kyle Schroeder, a junior, in the 138-pound class. Smith dives. They go out of bounds. Catch up on scoring. That was a major decision for Baldwin over Metzler, so they got 4 points there. Then there was an open. Boxberg got an open victory, making the score 12-10. Minneapolis with the pin by Baker makes it 18-10. go out of bounds here. Smith and Schroeder. Smith gets a leg on the dive and the takedown. 2 points with a minute to go here in the first. .40 seconds remaining in the first. Smith has Schroeder on his stomach. See if we can get him turned somehow here. Schroeder's trying to get out of bounds. They can get a restart here. 20 seconds left, and there they get out of bounds. Clock stops with 19.8 seconds left in the first. Schroeder will be down. Smith maintaining control. Out they go again. 14.8 seconds. And no takedown points. Excuse me. Lost the shot there for a second. They get out of bounds again. 1.4 seconds remaining. So the last 20 seconds here, we've had 3 out of bounds. After one period, it's 2 to 0 in favor of Smith. Over Schroeder. Schroeder is down to start. Smith maintains control. See if we can get him turned to his back. Schroeder is resisting the temptations, the ability of Smith to get him turned over. Schroeder's trying to get out of bounds. There they go. 57.9 seconds left here in the second. No points awarded either way yet in the second period. And they get out of bounds again. It's not letting him get out so he can run out of bounds here. Keeps Schroeder in control. Now see if he can get him turned over. Down to 35 seconds in the period. Ten seconds remaining. Schroeder's about to get out of bounds again. Smith doesn't stop him. Well, we'll go through the second period without a score by either wrestler. Schroeder remains within striking distance of Smith here, 2-0. as we head to third period. Both wrestlers start up in the third. Smith dives. Has him Schroeder by a leg. Schroeder prevents the takedown. Schroeder a little taller individual than Smith. The longer legs. Smith looking for an opening to dive in there. He just about gets in, they go out of bounds. 1:15 to go here in the final period. Smith dives again. Schroeder fights him off. Schroeder tried to dive then. Smith fought him off. Under a minute. Smith dives, gets him Schroeder by a leg. Schroeder trying to get out of bounds. Smith's feet. Smith's feet were just in bounds. Schroeder was completely out of bounds. Schroeder finally pulled him out. 47 seconds left. 2-0 Smith. Schroeder is using the out of bounds line well here to keep Smith at bay. .30 seconds. Still 2-0 Smith over Schroeder. Smith dives again. Gets a takedown. 4-0 with 15 seconds remaining. Now can he get him on his back? 10 seconds. And it's going to end this way. 4-0 Smith over Schrader here in this match, which makes the score 18-10.
Minneapolis.
21-10 actually. Williamson, Keegan, the freshman versus Chase Prester. Prester has the takedown, a 2-point lead. Williamson's trying to avoid getting in that position. People getting turned over. And avoids that so far. 1:20 to go in the first. Some back points awarded. It's 5-0 in favor of Prester, the junior, over freshman Williamson, who is wrestling in the place of TJ Ragnoni, who's ill. .40 seconds left. Williamson trying to get that escape, maybe reversal here. Prester's keeping him at bay. Williamson again is resisting Prester, getting him turned over. 8 seconds. Oh my goodness gracious. Puts his knee in the middle of the back of Williamson with his arms extended fully behind him. No points awarded for that, but I'm surprised. 4 seconds left. Prester maintains control. After one period, it's 5-0 Prester over Williamson. Again, who is wrestling for TJ Ragnoni, who's ill. They both start up this period. Williamson keeping Prester from diving in here. And they both go out of bounds. Williamson down 5-0 here in the second period against Prester, this junior. Prester dives in on Williamson now and gets a takedown, making it 7-0. An illegal hold on Prester. 1 point awarded to Williamson. 7-1, 40 seconds left in the second. Oh. Prester had Williamson on his back for just a second. Williamson got out of it. Four seconds. Second period ends. Prester leading Williams 7-1. They both start up here to begin the third period. Prester dives in on Williamson and gets a takedown immediately. Quickness and strength of the junior over the freshman there. Nine to 1 is the score. At this point, you're looking at a major decision for Prester. Another takedown. 11-2 is the score. Must have been a point added for that knee in the back earlier. Williamson's pretty much got to get a reversal and a pin here to win this. (11-3), another hold penalty. Or it might have been an escape for Williamson. Takedown again for Prester. Makes it 13-3. One minute remaining in the third period. And Williamson with another escape, makes it 13-4. Takedown for Prester, making it 15-4. 40 seconds remaining. Escape by Williamson, 15-5. (37 seconds remaining. Williamson hanging in there. Williamson possibly working on a takedown here right at the end. 20 seconds remaining, but Prester gets the takedown and lets him up. 17-6 is the score. 10 seconds remaining. On a reversal for Williamson. 2 seconds remaining. Gets a takedown. Final score 17-7. Major victory for Prester, but a good action there at the end by Williamson. He hung in there, avoided the pin several times that Prester had him down. It's 21-14 in favor of the Lions. 7-point advantage here.
Weight class 152.
152-pound class. Kelton Suki, sophomore, against Scott Cooter, freshman from Minneapolis. Cooter going for the dive, but Suchi gets 2 takedown points here. Cooter's avoiding reverse or turnover and getting him on his back. Under a minute. Still 2-0 Suchi. Six seconds. They go out of bounds. Cooter goes down here to Suchi with 3.5 seconds remaining in the first period. And that's the way the first period ends, with Suchi a 2-0 lead over Cooter. Suchi goes down and gets an escape. Lets him up, makes it 3-1. That one doesn't go up on the scoreboard, so it's 3-0 until we see differently. I guess he didn't have a control for Cooter to escape from, so it's 3-0. Suchi reaches for the dive, but Cooter holds him off. Suchi dives. Cooter sprawls, keeping from getting the advantage. Cooter is taken down and is slammed to the carpet. 1 point awarded Cooter. 3-1. .45 seconds to go in the second. Suchi dives. Cooter sprawls, and they take him down. Awarded 2 points to Suchi. 5-1. Suchi now trying to get Cooter on his back. Ten seconds remaining. Cooter's not letting him do what he wants here. 5 seconds. After 2 periods, it's Suchi 5, Cooter 1. As we enter the third period. Cooter will be down to start here. See if he can get an escape on a reversal. That'll help his points. Gets the escape. 5-2. So now let's see if he can get the takedown. Cooter feigns a dive. Third period action here. It's 5-2 Suchi over Cooter of Minneapolis. Suchi attempts to dive. Cooter sprawls. Cooter jumps in. Can't get up now. Suchi sprawling. Cooter needs to somehow get him turned. Under a minute, 50 seconds remaining in the third. Yep. Now Suchi has control, and it's awarded 2 points. It's 7-2. 35 seconds. $15 seconds to go. Cooter's going to have to get a pin to win it here. He's resisting Suchi's turnover attempt. Two seconds. And this is going to end with a 7-2 win for Suchi over Cooter. The sophomore over the freshman in the 152-pound class makes the score 21-17 in favor of the Lions. Winnold, sophomore, against Mick, a junior, in the 160-pound weight class. The Lions need a win here. In this match, if possible. Winnold escapes the dive attempt by Mick. Mick dives in again. Winnold jumps in, sprawls. See if he can get the advantage here. A minute to go in the first. Neither wrestler with a point here yet. There they separate. tries another dive. Windholtz escapes. 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Mick dives, gets 2 takedown points as they go out of bounds. So Mick up 2-0, 12 seconds left in the first period. Mick maintains control in the restart. 5 seconds. And it's 2-0 Mick after 1 period over Windholtz. Mick will be down to start the second period. Mick gets a leg, takes him down. 4-0, Mick. Now if he can see if he can get him turned and get him on his back. About has him. There it is. Close to the pin. Windholtz is resisting well. And he gets him. Congratulations, Kyler Mick. 1:21 left in the second. Mick with the pin over Windholtz. Make the score 27-17 Minneapolis. Next, Grant Murphy gets an open win over Minneapolis in the 170 pounds. Will make the score 27-23 Minneapolis. And the next weight class, 182, Minneapolis is open. Jake Sellens will get the win to make it 29-27 Russell. Next up with the 195-pound class, Dalton Brand, a senior for Russell. Quentin Clark, senior for Minneapolis. Minneapolis needs some points here. They're down by 2. Quentin Clark, third place finisher at state last year, the winner of 3 tournaments in his weight class this year. Brand tried the dive attempt, now they're out of bounds. One minute remaining in the first. Clark attempts to dive. Brand holds him off. Brand goes for a takedown here. He's got Quentin Clark by a leg. Clark resists him. No points awarded. 25 seconds remaining in the first. Brand dives in on Clark. Clark resists the takedown. 10 seconds. Pretty well evenly matched set of wrestlers here, it looks like, so far. Blood time for Minneapolis, as Quentin has a slight cut over to the right of his eye. So they'll tape him up. Put a wrap around his head, and then they'll tape that wrap. So Quentin's got a headband here. And slips his headgear over it. 7.4 seconds remaining in the first. And they'll clean up a little blood maybe on the mat. Action resumes in the first. Dives. Clark couldn't get a takedown. His time was expiring. 0-all after one. Clark goes down. Start the second. See if he can get a point off a escape. Oh, gets one. 1-0 Clark. Clark again attempts to dive. Each wrestler trying to get the advantage over the other, and Brand goes for the dive. They both go out of bounds. Clark's doing a good job of holding him off with the 1-point lead here. Minneapolis trailing 29-27. Clark almost has a dive, but Brand fights him off. Clark attempts to dive again. Clark dives in. Brand keeps him at bay. 17 seconds left here in the second. Clark again attempts to dive. 6 seconds. After 2 periods, Clark of Minneapolis leads Brand of Russell 1-0. Brand will go down now. Clark's going to have to keep him from getting points on an escape and reversal. Clark gets him down. Illegal hold. Awarded to Brand. 1-1 tied. They're both up to start here. No, Brand will be down. So with an escape here, he could take the lead. Clark has to be extra careful. It's tied at 1. Oh, Brand about. Gets 2 takedown points over Clark. It's 3-1, Brand. 1:30 remaining. Escape for Clark. 3-2. Brand in the lead. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. Clark needs a takedown here to win this. .55 seconds. Brand dives in. They go out of bounds. Been a very equal match here throughout. Brand leads 3-2. Clark cannot get contact on several dive attempts. Brand dives. Clark sprawls. They go out of bounds. 31 seconds left. Brand leading Clark 3-2. Clark needs takedown points. He dives. Dives again. Brand does an excellent job of sprawling back to keep Clark from getting an advantage. 20 seconds. It's still 3-2 Brand. Clark dives. Brand gets him in a headlock. 10 seconds. And 2 points are going to be awarded, I think, to Brand here. For a takedown. 1 second. No points, extra points awarded. This is going to end 3-2 in favor of Brand over Clark of Minneapolis. What a well-fought match. It's going to make the score 32-27. Russell with Fleming versus Brooks. Minneapolis will get 6 for the open class of heavyweight. Effectively makes the score 33. What? We have a oh, they're moving up. Nope. Last 2 are opens. The last wrestler for Minneapolis for wrestlers didn't go. So after the open for at the 220, went up 33-32. 6 for Grimmel. Makes 39-32. Minneapolis wins the duel here against Russell. It goes a long way towards possibly winning the league crown. 39-32 the final. Minneapolis getting 12 points in the last 2 matches. We had a freshman for Russell lined up to wrestle senior Fleming, but they pulled him at the last. So Minneapolis gets 2 open wins at the last and comes from behind after falling down 29-27 in the 182-pound class and 32-27 with the Dalton Brand over Quentin Clark 3-2 win. Minneapolis goes 4-0 in the league now. 14-2 overall in duels. The only teams they've lost to in duels so far is Class 5A squads. So congratulations to Coach Hawk and the Lions of Minneapolis-Bennington here. Looks like they're probably going to win league, but they still have one more to go. They wrestle Beloit next Thursday night here at Minneapolis. Russell beat Beloit earlier. It's not been a great season for Beloit, but you got to come out and win it all to be assured of the league crown. So with that, we're going to sign off and end this night of wrestling here, Minneapolis versus Russell. Again, the final score 39-32, Minneapolis staying undefeated in the league duels. And be wrestling Beloit next Thursday night here at home. Be nice to everybody to come out and see them win the crown outright versus the Beloit Trojans here in Minneapolis. Tomorrow night we'll be here for basketball versus Sacred Heart, both girls and boys. And thanks as always, folks, for listening to Eagle Sports, your source of communications, your source of sports on Eagle Communications here, Eagle Channel 20 and SalinaPost.com. Dale Leach going to sign off. Good night, folks. As always, thanks for having us in your home.